So, hello, my dear sisters and the brothers. Good afternoon from Portugal. Namaste to all of you. I'm just sending this very short message because of the latest situations and circumstances that were circulating on internet related to Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche and Shechen official letter about the cooperation between the monastery and Yangsi Rinpoche. So I'm nobody to talk about this issue, but I decide to talk very openly just for two reasons. The first one is because I think this situation is very, very sad, extremely sad, and totally unnecessary. I think it should be done and dealt inside home when people are adults and when they realize certain things and they know how to approach things properly, especially when they are Dharma practitioners and they have a lot of skillful means. It's totally useless and a waste of time using like social medias and public places to put everything and talk about everything without any manners, without any kindness, without any awareness, without any evidences, judging, pointing fingers. I think that is very ugly, and this is really not behavior of people who practice the Dharma. So I'm deeply disappointed with this. I'm deeply disappointed the way the situation was approached. As you all know, I'm a Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche student, and because of that, and because many comments and things were putting on internet circulating, and I received many messages and many things insulting me, threatening me, which is incredible. I never thought I could receive threats. And but these big insults and saying horrible things, about me in particular, just because I have a different opinion about my teacher or his kind of teachings and etc. I was very, very surprised with all this. I just have two things to say. I will just focus myself in the facts, nothing else. There are institutions, there are hierarchies, and I think people should be aware of that and should respect that, like it or not. And whatever is being said, told here or there, for me doesn't matter at all, because I am based on facts and evidences. If everybody has evidences about a very dirty video that came out in social media in anonymous way, I like to deal with people face to face and be very direct and honest and genuine. So I don't understand how people can hide behind anonymous fake things. About this issue, I just want to remember you all that in May 2024, we have received a letter from Shechen Monastery. I think Shechen Rabjam wrote it, saying people should be very aware and analyze very well the teachers and not trust everybody from Shechen just because they were tulkos or rinpoches or this or that. And to be honest with you, in that time on Facebook, I write openly a question to Rinpoche, and I said, can you please be kindly more specific? What are you talking about? Because in my innocence, I thought Rinpoche could be talking about money, sex, misusing the name, abusing of power, many things. He was not explicit. He just said what everybody says, that be careful, analyze your teacher, just don't accept everything that comes from some place that is very respected just because it's my monastery or just because it's my tulkos or whatever. And I just question, please be more specific. When we put something like that, we are aware of what we are saying. I realized that letter was just coming out precisely when Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche was coming to Europe to give some teachings. And Rinpoche came to Europe and he gave teachings in UK, invited, I guess, by BCC UK. And he gave teachings in Scotland, in Denmark, invited by Gomde, I think. And only in the end, I think Rinpoche went to Croatia and gave teachings or something to Croatian Sangha through Shechen or something. So by here, we could already realize that something was going on. And suddenly this letter comes out just before my teacher comes to Europe to give some teachings and not representing Shechen. That was very clear to me also. And then at the same time, Rabsham Rinpoche was going to Bhutan to give the Rinchen Terzor empowerments for 3 months, I guess. And I realized through social media that in the end of these teachings and after my teacher, Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, go back to Nepal, he went to Bhutan. He was in Bhutan precisely during the time that Shechen Rabsham was giving the Rinchen Terzor empowerments. But I believe I never saw Yangsi Rinpoche in those empowerments. It doesn't matter. But for that also we could realize, something was really going on. And now when I saw this letter, I was very surprised when I saw this official letter from Shechen, just with 5 lines saying, since Khyentse Yangsi is saying a lot of times that he's not a Shechen Lama, then he is totally free from his duties with our monastery, and we don't not support him. Is like we don't cooperate with him anymore until further notice. Well, my friends, I must say, for institution like Shechen Monastery, I find this letter very, very strange. Usually people, when they put a letter and talk about a Yangsi, the reincarnation of a great master like Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche, they don't write 5 lines saying, because he said many times he was not a Shechen Lama, we cannot cooperate, or he is free from his duties. He is not an employee. A Yangsi or an incarnation of a great teacher is not an employee of a monastery. So this is the first. And the second one is that I don't know the legitimacy of the monastery to do that, or the monastery committee. When you have doubts, when somebody misbehaves a lot, and when somebody is accused of so many horrible things, like raping, using and abusing young girls, and having sexual misconduct, and a lot of things. I believe, if this is a serious institution, the seniors and the members, the board directors of that institution will go to the right hierarchies and to the right people to have support and to request for support and say, we are having this problem, we want to do this, so please, we need your support to come publicly and just finish with this, which was not the first time, is not the first time that something happened with a Tulku or a Yangsi, it doesn't matter. But in this case, my question is it was really necessary? Was this really necessary? Well, I don't think so. The timing of these letters is very strange. Very, very strange. Anonymous videos putting teachings that Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche gave totally out of context, and taking some words and expressions that Rinpoche used when he was giving some specific teachings to specific audiences, and take this out of context and put according to what some people want us to hear and to know. I think that is very ugly. This is really a very sad posture. This is not a Dharma practitioner posture, and definitely this is not a good heart person posture. So if somebody had something to say, somebody had something to point, that is wonderful. Critical thinking is very positive. So if people have doubts on Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, on his behavior, on his quality as a teacher or as a Yangsi, that is perfect. Everybody can question whatever, and they can go to the proper instances and proper places to the proper people and present whatever they have. You know, I understand if it has to do with women, they don't want to be identified, they want to maintain anonymous, that's perfect. But I'm sure, like in the past, for example, things related with Sogyal Rinpoche or Robert Spatz, and things related and other kind of lamas, you know, that abused, like for example, you know, this Sakyong, Mipam, and etc. These people, you know, these women, they went to the proper places, they presented the proper evidences. And for example, Sogyal Rinpoche, a group of students put together, they wrote a letter, they went themselves, they present the evidences, and that's wonderful. I think that's how things should be, and not putting anonymous videos, incriminating people, and saying horrible things, and saying this is a fake Yangsi, and after 30 years. Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche is the Yangsi of previous Khyentse for 30 years. So why now people come with this? I honestly don't understand. Until today, Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche was useful. He did very well his job, especially until 2017. Great. He was even taking care of Shechen while Shechen Rinpoche went to 3-year retreat, which is amazing. And then suddenly Rinpoche decides to go to Singapore to take care of his father that was sick. He decides to stay with his father, taking care of his father. And because he decided that and he left Shechen, he took a leave from Shechen or whatever happened, I don't know. Then we begin to find this person very you know, inconvenient, because he begins to be a bit more free, because he begins to have his own way of teaching. He begins to be himself, because he's already a man, he's not a boy. He begins to be himself, he begins to have his own style, and he decides by himself the way to transmit Khyentse lineage, which is perfect, because if he is the reincarnation of previous Dilgo Khyentse, that is his duty. That is why he came to this life, to propagate and keep spreading previous Dilgo Khyentse lineage. So my friends, I am deeply sorry, but the only thing I ask people is to question themselves. And first thing, be aware. Please be very aware of your mind and your speech. Don't accuse people based on things you see on Facebook coming from anonymous sources. Be intelligent and request information. Analyze. Think. Try to think. Why people are pointing so much fingers to Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche? Because he's unconventional? Because maybe he doesn't follow the traditional style of a system, because he decided to begin to do some pujas according to the traditional tantric path and not so traditional Tibetan style. Why? Because Rinpoche maybe renounced to many things. He gave all his things, you know, back, and decide to live a very humble lifestyle and not enter in some kind of things, you know, and not be interested in go here and there and give some kind of teachings and this and that to collect money from sponsors. Because he's not a yes man? I don't know. These are my questions. And we know very well that systems are systems. We know very well that in many monastic systems we have dirty Tibetan politics. And I'm so sorry to say this. I guess I just know a very few people that were not involved in dirty Tibetan politics. Like, for example, Shatro Rinpoche. He was not involved in that at all. He was always away from that and stayed away from that. And for me, he's a realized being. That's why I really follow Shatro Rinpoche, and I see him as an example, because he was not expecting nothing from sponsors. He didn't shut up, or he was not here to please anybody. He was here to be a great practitioner, and that's what he was, and still is. And then, for example, Khenpo Trusing Gyatso. This is another example I have. He never wanted nothing. When people gave him money in the envelopes, and many things, he gave money back. And I realized, for example, my teacher, Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi, he went to many places in Nepal, many villages, Sherpas, Tamang communities, very remote places like Nubri and other things, and he gave teachings. And people there, they don't have much money to give to the lamas and to the teachers, but they have their art open to receive the teachers. Not many go there, but my teacher went. And I'm very, very happy that he did that. And money that my teacher received, he gave back to the communities. I'm very happy with that. Also, during the ceremonies in Nepal, in the Curricula Puja and everything, all the money he was receiving, he was giving back to the expenses and everything. So I really genuinely admire Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche. This is what I have to say about him. And I think it's time for people to begin to analyze and think properly. And before pointing fingers to somebody and do accusations to somebody, first thing, is your finger clean so you can point to others? This is my first question. So people that point fingers to Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, is their fingers so clean that they can point fingers to Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche? I don't believe so. Second question, do you think it is correct to come to social media or to public spaces, discuss some issues or some things that happen inside institution like Shechen Monastery? I don't think so. I think if you are a professional, competent, mature, you know how to solve your problems inside your home. You don't come out and talk with the neighbors and gossip with everybody. That's very ugly. So as far as I know, and as far as I remember, Trishik Rinpoche, I always have his words in my mind. He always said, what you do is your karma. The way I react is mine. So the way I react here is my karma. And I came publicly to assume my position related to this situation, that it's very, very harmful for the lineage, for Khyentse lineage, very harmful. I think people are not aware of the implications this can have, unfortunately. And I think people are not aware of the quality of a teacher like Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, unfortunately. But for me, Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche is one of the best teachers of the new generations. I wish we could have more like him with this quality, but I don't think we have. And I think people is fed up of Tibetan politics in monasteries and in this feudalistic patriarchic system. So I think it's time for things to have a fresh air. And if we have a lama or a teacher, a young teacher, a Yangsi, the incarnation of a great master like Dilgo Khyentse, that behaves like a yogi and a bit like a Mahasiddha, we must respect. We should not put or want this person to behave according to a monastic institution expectations. He is not there to behave according to the monastery expectations. He is here to teach and to practice. That's why previous Dilgo Khyentse founded Shechen Monastery. He did Shechen Monastery for his grandson, Shechen Rabjam Rinpoche. So his grandson could take care of the monks and the monastery. As far as I know, I think Rabjam Rinpoche was a Gelong, was a monk. And that's why I believe also previous Khyentse wanted his grandson, a monk, to take care of Shechen Monastery. That was not the position of previous Dilgo Khyentse, and this is not the position of his Yangsi. He is not a monk. I believe he's a yogi, and I believe he's in the path of the Mahasiddhas, and that's very normal because He is Tulku Urgyen grandson and Choklin Rinpoche's son. So I'm not surprised at all. And we also must not forget that Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche cannot be removed from the Khyentse lineage like that. He can in a website, but in the website they can take and put whatever they want. But in real life, they cannot take Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche from Khyentse lineage. That's not possible. That's totally not possible. So let's respect things. Let's wait. Please don't speculate, don't accusate, don't say dirty things, don't have dirty thoughts without evidences, without real, genuine evidences. If there are charges in court, please tell us which court is that and which is the process number. So if there is any charge against Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, please show us, please tell us, please give us the opportunity to know at least the court and the file number. We don't need to see the people who went there to complain. And if women complain about Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, they have the right to stay anonymous. They don't feel well, maybe to come public. I totally understand. But please show me the evidences. I would like to see the accusations of rape. I would like to see the accusations that are being done to Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche, real facts. I don't want to hear words. I want to see real facts. So I don't believe things just because somebody said, and just because that somebody, with all my respect, is Shechen Rinpoche or even Dalai Lama, you know. But of course, if His Holiness come to public to say that Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche doesn't represent previous Khyentse anymore, and he is disgraced, like he said about Sogyal Rinpoche, then I will rethink my position and I will analyze again my teacher. Please show evidences. Please, and people who came publicly with this, please show their faces. If you realize this 5-line letter in the Shechen website was not even signed, I don't think this is nice. You know, and Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche was already removed from Shechen website. He was already removed from this Khyentse lineage in this another website. What is this? What is this? We are living in fantasy in internet planet? Don't we live in real world? Don't we see the quality of the teacher? If people know Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche well, and they have the good fortune to talk with Rinpoche and know him really as he is, people will not believe nothing of this. Don't point fingers with your finger, dearth. Shechen institution has a lot of things that we could question. I will not talk about that. I don't want to create any disharmony in the Sangha. That is the worst thing that somebody can do. I don't want to create any division, but don't, use anonymity. Don't use images and videos and things just because you want to defame and disgrace a person. You just come, give your face, assume your position. And about Shechen Monastery, I will not talk about. Shechen Monastery is connected with Shechen Rabjam. It's a very big institution that I respect because it was founded by previous Khyentse. It had some projects associated like the Tsering Art School, like Chechen Clinic, that I felt extremely sad that was closed. And we could ask a lot of questions about many things that happen in Shechen or with people from Shechen or whatever. But if nobody did until today, why should it be me doing that? I will not. I'm here just to say, please don't criticize or judge or, almost accuse and say is guilty Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche without you have any fact. People can maybe begin to understand that Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche maybe was a bit inconvenient, independent, beginning to be independent, and renounced to certain things, you know, and wanted to have a very humble lifestyle and just practice. So I think that's why maybe it began to be a bit inconvenient to Shechen Monastery. Because I know everybody that knows well Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi Rinpoche knows very well he's not a rapist. He doesn't need to be to rape any women, you know. He is nothing of, harmful. He's an extremely kind and good heart person, a very good human being. And I believe, like me, many people really appreciate Rinpoche and his way of teaching and his teachings and everything and the quality of his teachings. And I'm sure many people like me already realize already is, but he's going to be a very great master in the future. I'm free. I'm a free person. I can give my opinion. I can have a different view. Since I don't hurt nobody, since I don't disrespect nobody, that is, I don't live in Tibet. I don't live in a feudal system. So please respect as I respect everybody's opinion. And if they don't agree and they think my teacher is a murderer or is a rapist, it's okay. But please, I just wanted to say, please analyze, please think, please have critical thinking. Please ask for evidences. Don't believe just because you hear. That's all I want to say. Please, Dilgo Khyentse Yangsi is Khyentse lineage, also lineage holder. And is also Choklin Tersar lineage holder. He is not an ordinary person. Please respect. Let's not begin to behave like idiots. Thank you so much for your kindness, and may all be auspicious for everybody, and may harmony can again be back, I hope, to Khyentse lineage and to Shechen Monastery and to everybody that is involved. Thank you for your time and generosity in giving to me your time, the most precious thing you have, and may all be auspicious to the lineage. Namaste.